are your Jaws 3D?
Yeah, it definitely takes a step. Jaws 3D definitely takes a step down for me, obviously, from 2. I'd probably go with 2.5 stars. Again, I mean, I saw all these when I was a kid, so I kind of probably will always think of them that way. It doesn't really change when you see something from a kid's eyes. I mean, I did think it was a cool idea to put it in SeaWorld instead of just having another one where it was just out in the ocean. I thought it was kind of funny to do that, and because again, if what's not going on with the shark, at least you get to see the stupid romance between Dennis Quaid and his girlfriend, and the kind of the soap opera drama of should she quit her job at SeaWorld and follow him to his job, and all this kind of bull crap, and the little short-lived love affair with Leah Thompson and then the younger Brody brother, and pretty much just stupid. I think that the movie's kind of just stupid, but I like it. I like a lot of stupid movies. Maybe you'll find that out more as we do more reviews of older stuff. But yeah, again, it's just water area, shark. And as a matter of fact, I mean, it's not just one shark in this movie. There's a small shark at first, which is kind of, they did something different than the first two, where it's like, where we have a smaller shark that, I don't know if the smaller shark was supposed to have killed anyone or if they thought it did. Anyway, they caught the smaller shark or something, and then it died, and then I think it's presumably like its mother or something is the big great white. I don't know.
I think it's the biggest one in the Jaws.
I think it's the biggest one in the Jaws series.
It's
just ridiculous.
Whatever.
But yeah,
throwaway reality.
This is the first Jaws I think to utilize kind of the melding of imagery. I can't remember what that's called right now, where movie blue screen and stuff. They even did that with that little yellow submarine that two were in when they were diving. It's just like, and the music, the score in Jaws 3 kind of really sucks too, doesn't it? Yeah. Because I remember the shot of the mini submarine, which isn't even underwater. It's just a process shot where it's like, and the music's just really kind of stupid, I thought. And then also, like the shot you were mentioning, where kind of the still shot of the shark just comes at the glass, like it's just like comes sideways. Yeah. And it's just like the process shot, and it's not even underwater. And then the stupid glass kind of breaks, and it's like. I think Jaws 3 is, it's funny how you mentioned that they abandoned the parody, because for me it still is a parody. It's just so stupid and funny, and it's like, pull the pin, Philip! The guy, the two British guys, oh, didn't he come up? No, no one else came up. Oh, pull the pin! He's referring to the grenade pin. And then how the shark eats the British guy, and the body's got the grenade in his hand, and at the end I did kind of like that. The little bent thing, and he's like trying to pull the pin out of the I mean, a movie that makes you laugh that much, I'm sorry, I like it. Okay, 2.5 stars, Jaws 3 for me. We're going on too long, so there you go. I'm going to start with Jaws Revenge. Even for me, I watched this for the first, not for the first time, but I revisited it like in '99 for the first time since I saw it. Actually, this is the only Jaws movie, just like Scream 3, I see the worst freaking one. Me and my dad actually saw it in the drive-in. I went to a toy store, we went to a toy store, and I got like a toy shark. I probably still have it. And I remember when we saw it at the drive-in, I had the shark on the dashboard. It was the coolest thing, except for when the movie started. Jaws the Revenge, 1 star. Even for me, like a huge, I'll take a lot of trash. I'll take a lot of crap and a lot of pointless movies. That's why I like Jaws 3. But Jaws the Revenge is so ridiculous. I have no idea how it even, once they started shooting, maybe no one was watching dailies. That's the only explanation why it was completed, because it's so horrible. And having that woman from the first 2 Jaws come back as well, I think the only reason she did it is because she was the lead, the first title, the first credit, and so I'll do it if I can be the star, And I'm sorry, but I'm not interested in Ellen Brody's trauma and all that crap, and the kids, the kids are just destined to work in the ocean, and I can't, I don't have anything to say about Jaws the Revenge. I mean, 1 star, I just get mad when I start talking about it.
You're being generous. Literally, the movie is in color and it's in focus, and that's the best thing you can say about that movie. It is, I wouldn't give it a star. It's not worthy of stars. Like I have such a distaste for that movie, and like you mentioned the Ellen Brody thing, like, and I think the idea of having
The
her
idea
have
sounds
trauma
good, but
works in part 2. If you would put that story element in part 2, that might have worked.
Oh,
you might have been
yeah.
able to make it a serviceable story with that as her character's storyline, and maybe made part 2 a little better of a movie. But the shark has traveled from Amityville to Amity Island. It might as well have come from Amityville. I mean, seriously, the movie was made with that much care. To the Bahamas. Out of a vendetta because its 3 brothers or sisters were killed? Like, what is that? Sharks don't have revenge. They say so in the second movie. The movie's even contradicting its own series, its own franchise.
Oh man.
It's so ridiculous. And here's the thing that's heartbreaking about it. You watch the movie, the first 5 minutes of the movie, just watch the first 5 minutes, the opening credit sequence with the
original music.
The original music, the cinematography of the underwater thing is really good. You get to the house even, and she's answering the phone. And there's like that little phone call. That's done well. And then every subsequent scene is just a mind-bending, worsening. It's not even a word, that's how bad this movie is. I don't even have actual human words to describe it. It worsens what has come before it, to the point where at the end of the movie they have 3 different endings. And like, just none of them really even make sense. You have the remake of the first one, you have the one where the shark is screaming for whatever reason, even though sharks have gills and can't vocalize.
They can't talk.
Yeah, it's screaming as it comes out, and they're flashing that thing, and then it gets speared and explodes, and I'm not sure why. It's just because that's what happens to this shark. Apparently, I don't know. It makes King Kong Lives, the sequel to the remake of King Kong, look good, and that was a really terrible movie.
We'll save it for another review.
Yeah, anyway, my point is, Jaws: The Revenge is just like, if there were to be a class shown as to how not to make a sequel, that would be like at the heart of the curriculum of that specific.
Yeah, I guess you're right, or just a movie in general. But it's good. How not to make a sequel? Jaws: The Revenge is now showing.
Yeah, like, just it is so bad, and like I'm glad it has ties to the first one. I guess there's a plus in that it does still have ties from the first one, but it's done so poorly that. And I read up on that one. Richard Dreyfuss was to have a cameo in that one, and he turned it down afterwards.
After reading the.
Presumably after reading the script. It wasn't clear on IMDb reading about that, but presumably it's because he read the script and he's like, I'm not associating with that. Oddly enough, Michael Caine did, and he went on to win an Oscar, but whatever.
Not for Jaws.
No, not for No, I read about that. He was on the set of Jaws: The Revenge and couldn't pick up his Oscar because he was filming that.
Oh.
Isn't that like, it goes to show, you win an Oscar, you do a terrible movie. You're Halle Berry, you're going to do Catwoman next year.
Yeah.
Charlize Theron, you're going to do Aeon Flux. It just happens. But Michael Caine does that.
One thing I just gotta say that when you talked about it that I remembered is one thing I kind of did like is this goes back to the beginning of the movie. You're absolutely right. I thought the beginning was kind of good, and one thing that I thought was kind of different, at least, is that for the first time we kind of saw Amity Island at Christmas, didn't we?
Yeah, that's kind of
and that was the only kind of aspect that I thought was. I guess it's not really anything that's It's just to finally change it up and have it Amity Island and a Jaws attack happen. Yeah, Christmas is just different. That's all. That's good for doing that, but that doesn't make the movie good.
It was colorful too. I'll give it that. If you mute it, like the end of the movie is colorful. The blues are very rich.
I mean, I like all the kind of
the banana boat is
tropical.
It's bright
stuff, and his frustrated artist wife, who kind of a nymphomaniac, isn't she? Well, maybe you're not very familiar with the movie, but trust me, they think they screw in the. Yeah, you know what I mean. You've seen it. Jaws: Revenge. Yeah, well, kind of a frustrated artist wife, nymphomaniac. We're really just trolling on here.
Yeah. Was that the same character as Quaid in the third movie? Wasn't it?
That was so funny. Yeah. I guess that wife was supposed to be that girlfriend that I mentioned. But yeah, they got this. Dennis Quaid is kind of probably our height, and he got a little bit of a build to him, and all of a sudden they got this Kirk Cameron, tall, skinny-ass guy to play the character, whatever Brody, Mike, I think Mike Brody, and yeah, it's just 1 star, 0 stars. Is that it?
Yeah, that's it.
Catch you later. See you at the beach.